Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, it's Leave It in the Ring.
Let's get right into it. Andre Ward versus Alan Green, Super 6 tournament happening in Oakland, California, the Oracle Arena, this Saturday on Showtime. Andre Ward right now has been on a very heavy streak. If you look at everything he's been doing, he's still young, hungry. He still has a lot to prove. That he is by far one of the best 168 fighters out there to date right now. Where Alan Green has kind of been in the closet, in the dark. He's a guy that's trying to make his way back in and getting the opportunity since Jermaine Taylor had a fall out of the tournament. He's getting his chance to shine. Now, in the beginning when Alan Green was originally not even in the breath of saying that he was going to be part of the six-man tournament, Alan Green had a lot to say, all the way down to, I should have been one of the first picks. I could do this to this guy. I'll knock this person out. All the way down to saying that about Andre Ward and Virgil Hunter, who's Andre Ward's trainer, that I'll even fight him in front of their church. He said that on our radio show. Now that he's been accepted, you have heard and even seen a more mellow and tamed Alan Green. Now there could be a lot behind the reason why he's more mellow and he's more tamed, and it could be because of the fact that this is his showcase. Secondly, this is now finally his way of cementing himself as being one of the best 168, and also this is his way of saying, I belonged in this tournament by being focused and not saying a whole lot, not concentrating on what's going to be coming out of his mouth, but concentrating what's going to be coming down into the ring, in the center of the ring. Because, if there's one thing about that ring, the ring never lies. You could make up all these stories and you could put self-belief into yourself. But when it comes to stepping into the ring, that ring is going to expose the real you. It's going to expose whether or not you can really fight. It's going to expose whether or not you can really box. It's going to expose whether or not you're the goods that you're saying that you are. And I think that's what I like about Alan Green right now, that he's been fairly quiet. He hasn't been as vocal. He hasn't been as aggressive with his words or the way he's been approaching this six-man tournament since he's been involved in it. He's been keeping himself fairly conservative. As well as Andre Ward. Andre Ward, though, has always been that type of fighter. He's very conservative, a family man, a church-going, a God-fearing person, where he keeps it at a minimum. He doesn't really take heavy shots at a fighter, but he does take shots at them when needed. But he does most of his talking in the ring. So that's what makes this fight even more interesting, is that we don't know what type of Alan Green we're going to be getting. Are we going to get the sick Alan Green that stepped in with Edison Miranda? Are we going to be getting a new Alan Green, a new bred Alan Green, a guy that's finally figured out the game, understanding that all the talk in the world to hype yourself up does not help you when you get in the ring. It doesn't help you at all. That's what I'm wondering, man. Andre Ward is a fast, very disciplined. I don't think he's the most gifted out of the six-man tournament. I think Andre Durrell is, but he's the more mature. He's the more understanding of his game plans when it comes to fight night. Alan Green has got some demons he's got to dealt with, okay? He's got to face stepping in the ring with Andre Ward, hearing in his press conference and his trainer, John David Jackson, say that we shouldn't even showed up because everybody's already saying that Alan Green is not going to do anything to Andre Ward, which I kind of find it kind of weird, because any man that steps in the ring with 2 feet, 2 eyes, and 2 hands and able to lace gloves and knock somebody out when they get in front of him is definitely has got a chance. Alan Green is a live underdog. He's not a underdog. He's a live underdog. This is a guy that's going to come in with power in both hands, who's got fairly well speed, who's got he comprehends boxing a lot more than what a lot of people are giving him credit for. Andre Ward is really on his high peak right now. He's on a pedestal of what he's been able to accomplish, and rightfully so, because he's earned it. Andre Ward right now, what he brings to the table, he's got a good jab. He does a sword jab, which is a jab that comes from the hip all the way up. Which that does is create distance. If you're too close to him, he won't jab you straight down the pipe. What he does is he sword jabs you. He jabs from the hip, comes back up, and he pushes you back so he can throw a straight right. The other thing that Andre Ward does is that he knows when to hold the effective way, not just to hold. He knows how to hold effectively. Now, his heads can sometimes get in the way of him trying to hold you, but that's all part of the fight game. I know some fight fans, cry about it, saying like, oh, he's dirty, but it's called a fight. It's the fight game. Do not complain about situations in a fight. It's things that happen. Can't be the cleanest fighter in the whole wide world. Nobody is. Everybody has slipped at one moment in time. You got to be forgivable about certain situations, and it's the ref's job to catch on to it. Allan Green has already said, if Andre Ward holds me, I will throw him to the canvas. I won't allow him to do the same things that Mikhail Kessler did to him when they had faced each other, Andre Ward and Mikhail Kessler. What is Allan Green really honestly bring to the table? Well, like I said, he's got decent boxing skills, but he's got power in both hands. And he's not a mummy the way Mikhail Kessler is. Mikhail Kessler came in like a mummy facing Andre Ward. A guy that, has that real traditional European style that fit Andre Ward and made Andre Ward look fantastic when they faced each other at the Oracle Arena. Allan Green is not going to do that. He's not going to be there. He's not going to be going up and down in a straight line and allow Andre Ward to do whatever he wants to him. He's going to be giving Andre Ward some angles. And he's going to be making Andre Ward humble at some point when he lands those heavy shots. Andre Ward has got to have his game plan, but he's also got to have 2 or 3. As well as Allan Green. That's my question with Allan Green. Is he going to be able to stay focused? We've seen Allan Green fall out of focus when things are not going his way. He's looked at his shoelaces. We're all the way down to he starts not even paying attention. His claim that he was sick when he faced Edson Miranda, but we've heard that time and time from other fighters, and there's some truth to it. But sometimes fighters got to be a little bit more smarter, not step into the ring and expose themselves when they are ill. Well, this time around, he's saying he's healthy. That's the big difference stepping in with Andre Ward. And he's going to have to be healthy going in with Andre Ward. He's going to have to be healthy, being that this is going to be his debut in the 6-man tournament. A lot of weight, really honestly, is going to be on Allan Green, not on Andre Ward. He has become comfortable fighting in his hometown. He has become comfortable fighting in front of his peers in Oakland. Rightfully so, because his best performances have been so far now in Oakland. That last fight was his best fight ever. Better than when he faced Edson Miranda and all the guys down the line below Edson. When John David Jackson told me there's a lot of weight on the shoulders of Andre Ward, I had to kind of disagree, because the fact is that it's Allan Green. He's the one in questioning stepping into this fight. He's the guy that right now people are wondering, does he belong in this tournament? And being that he's getting one of the toughest opponents in his career at this moment, is he going to be able to stay consistent with a guy that we know already that's very consistent when he steps in the ring, Andre Ward? I don't know. To me, it's a pick 'em fight. Allan Green is not one of those kind of guys that cannot turn a fight with one punch. He is one of those kind of guys that can turn a fight with one punch. He is one of a guy that can be troublesome if you did not take him seriously. Andre Ward shows that he takes every fighter put in front of him very serious. Allan Green's plan in this fight is to really pressure him, is to really not allow Andre Ward to set the pace with his jab, with his in and out movement, and even down to his holding. Allan Green's job is to make sure he sets the pace with his jab. And when he gets in the inside, he roughs up Andre Ward. He does not allow Andre Ward to hold him by taking a step back every time he feels Andre Ward's going to hold him and release some uppercuts. So now it makes Andre Ward be a little cautious and want to hold Allan Green. Who do I see win this fight? Like I said, it's a pick'em fight for me. This is honestly a very intriguing fight for any fight fan that's going to tune in. I'm going to go with Andre Ward, though. I still got to stay true with the kid out of Oakland, the Bay Area fighter. I think that Andre Ward is on such a high right now that it's going to be a minute before we see him come down. I think Alan Green, though, is going to give us a much better fight than what a lot of us are anticipating. I think he's going to show some goodness, and he's going to make some fans out of a lot of people that have been dissing him. But I still got to go with Andre Ward on a very tight, close fight. I'm going to give it to Andre Ward on decision. I'm your host, Dave Duenas. This was another edition of There Will Be Blood.